Imagine a blend of traditional Indonesian music, the vibrant rhythm of dangdut, and the raw energy of rock. That's the unique sound of Indonesian rock bands for you. Indonesian rock music is a fascinating fusion of Eastern and Western influences, a testament to Indonesia's rich cultural heritage and its openness to global trends. It's a genre that has mastered the art of blending seemingly disparate elements to create something truly unique. At the heart of this mix is traditional Indonesian music, a diverse landscape of sounds and rhythms that echo the country's vast archipelago. From the hypnotic gamelan ensembles of Java to the soulful melodies of Balinese kecak, these indigenous sounds form the backbone of Indonesian rock, lending it a distinct flavor that sets it apart on the global stage. Then there's dangdut, a genre native to Indonesia that's as infectious as it is eclectic. Named after the dang and dut sounds of its dominant instruments, dangdut is a melting pot of Indian, Arabic and Malay influences. Its pulsating rhythm and catchy melodies find their way into the Indonesian rock music, infusing it with an irresistible energy that gets your feet tapping. Finally, there's the undeniable influence of Western rock music. Indonesian rock bands have long drawn inspiration from the likes of Led Zeppelin, the Beatles and Nirvana, integrating their powerful guitar riffs and passionate vocals into their own music. But rather than simply imitating these Western giants, Indonesian rock bands have used them as a springboard to create their own unique sound, one that resonates with the spirit of their homeland. The result is a genre that's as diverse as the country it hails from. Indonesian rock music is a symphony of different influences, a perfect harmony of old and new, East and West. It's a testament to the creativity and ingenuity of Indonesian musicians who have managed to create a sound that's uniquely their own while staying true to their roots. Now that we've tasted the unique flavor of Indonesian rock, let's dive into its history and evolution. Rock music, a genre that transcends borders, found its way to Indonesia in the late 60s and early 70s. This was a time of change and exploration globally, and Indonesia was no exception. The world was shrinking, and with it, the barriers to cultural exchange were falling. The introduction of rock music to Indonesia was more than just a simple cultural import. It was a fusion of Western rock with local Indonesian music, creating a unique and vibrant sound that was entirely its own. This was the dawn of Indonesian rock, a genre that would go on to shape the nation's music scene in ways that no one could have predicted. The first generation of Indonesian rock bands was a diverse group, each bringing their own unique sound and style to the burgeoning genre. Bands like God Bless and Guru Gypsy led the charge, incorporating traditional Indonesian instruments and scales into their music, creating a sound that was both familiar and entirely new. Their music was a reflection of the nation itself, a blend of the old and the new, the traditional and the modern. These early bands were more than just musicians. They were pioneers exploring uncharted territory in the world of music. Their influence spread far and wide, shaping the Indonesian rock scene for years to come. They inspired a generation of musicians, and their music continues to be loved and appreciated to this day. It was from these early adopters that a new wave of rock bands emerged. Bands like Slank, Dewa 19 and Sheila on 7 took the foundation laid by the first generation and built upon it, pushing the boundaries of the genre. They brought rock music to the masses, creating a cultural phenomenon that continues to resonate with the Indonesian people. From these early adopters, a new wave of rock bands emerged, pushing the boundaries of the genre. This was the birth of rock in Indonesia, a moment in time that would change the nation's music scene forever. And it all started with a few bands, a fusion of sounds, and a desire to create something new. The 80s and 90s saw the rise of iconic Indonesian rock bands that would shape the future of the genre. The 2 decades were indeed a fertile period for Indonesian rock, often referred to as the Golden Age. This era was marked by the proliferation of rock bands, each bringing their unique sound and perspective to the table, creating a vibrant and diverse rock scene. One cannot talk about this golden age without mentioning the band God Bless. Formed in the late 70s, they truly came into their own during the 80s. Their music, a fusion of classic rock and traditional Indonesian elements, resonated with a wide audience. Songs like Rumah Kita and Kehidupan are still synonymous with rock in Indonesia. Then there's Slank, a band that emerged in the late 80s. Their sound was different, more rebellious and raw. They embodied the spirit of youth, frustrated with political and social issues, and their music became an anthem for an entire generation. Their album Generasi Biru is a testament to their popularity and influence during these years. A discussion about the Golden Age would be incomplete without the mention of Dewa 19. Led by the charismatic Ahmad Dhani, the band's sound evolved from speed metal to a more pop-rock-oriented style. Their album Terbaik Terbaik, released in the 90s, remains one of the best-selling albums in Indonesian music history. These bands, among others, set the stage for rock music in Indonesia. They pushed boundaries, experimented with sounds, and left an indelible mark on the music scene. But it wasn't just about the music. They addressed social issues, political unrest, and personal struggles, making their music relatable and genuine. The golden age of Indonesian rock was not just a period of great music. It was a movement that reflected the times, the sentiment of the people, and the cultural shifts taking place. The golden age was just the beginning. The new millennium brought fresh faces and innovative sounds to the Indonesian rock scene. The turn of the century saw a revolution in Indonesian rock, with bands embracing new sounds and global influences. As we moved into the 21st century, Indonesian rock began to evolve, incorporating a broad range of musical styles and influences from around the globe that breathed new life into the genre. This period was characterized by a melting pot of sounds, as bands experimented with everything from punk to metal, alternative to indie, and even touches of traditional Indonesian music. Bands such as The Sigit, Burger Kill, and Superman is Dead emerged, each bringing their unique flavor to the table. The Sigit, known for their retro rock sound, drew inspiration from classic rock bands of the 60s and 70s. Burger Kill, on the other hand, brought the heavy, aggressive sounds of metal to the Indonesian scene. Superman is Dead, a punk rock band, carved out a niche for themselves with their blend of punk, rockabilly, and Bali's traditional music. But it wasn't just about the music. These bands also used their platform to address societal issues, politics, and personal experiences, echoing the voices of their generation in a way that resonated with their listeners. And with the advent of the digital era, Indonesian rock found a new avenue for growth. Streaming platforms and social media allowed these bands to reach a wider audience, both within Indonesia and beyond its borders. The internet not only democratized music production, allowing more bands to produce and distribute their music, but it also created a global community of Indonesian rock fans. This period of innovation and experimentation, of new sounds and global influences, has shaped the face of modern Indonesian rock. It has created a diverse and dynamic musical landscape that continues to push the boundaries of what Indonesian rock can be. The journey of Indonesian rock from its roots to the modern era has been nothing short of remarkable. Indonesian rock has come a long way, but the journey is far from over. In today's Indonesian rock scene, we see a vibrant and eclectic mix of styles, reflecting the rich cultural heritage of the archipelago. The scene is bristling with excitement and energy, driven by emerging bands who are not afraid to experiment and push the envelope. Let's take a moment to shine the spotlight on some of these rising stars. Bands like Vo B, with their earthy, powerful sound, are gaining a loyal following, both at home and internationally. They encapsulate what's so thrilling about the current state of Indonesian rock, a fearless embrace of their roots, coupled with an insatiable desire to innovate. Then there's the group Sunset, who have been making waves with their distinctive fusion of traditional gamelan rhythms with modern rock elements. Their sound is a testament to the ever-evolving nature of Indonesian rock, showing us that there's always room for innovation within tradition. And it's not just about the bands, there's also a growing trend of rock festivals and events across the country, giving a platform to these exciting new voices. These gatherings serve not only as a showcase for the bands, but also as a celebration of the Indonesian rock community, fostering a sense of unity and camaraderie among fans and musicians alike. So what does the future hold for Indonesian rock? If the current trends are anything to go by, we can expect to see more bands pushing the boundaries of the genre, more fusion of traditional and contemporary elements, and more recognition on the global stage. The spirit of Indonesian rock is characterized by a relentless quest for authenticity and a deep connection to cultural roots. This spirit, combined with the fresh talent emerging from the scene, ensures that Indonesian rock will continue to evolve and grow. Indonesian rock bands have always found a way to innovate and inspire, and there's no doubt they'll continue to rock our world.